Hey guys, how's it going? It's Miguel here. Today I'm wearing my Good Vibes All the Way shirt because I want to bring a positive vibe. This video, it's a little bit different. It's to answer some questions that I get a lot. It's not the most positive topic. It brings back a lot of very interesting, more dark, negative memories when I try to think of everything I went through. But the question I get a lot is, what kind of symptoms did you experience, and what was it like at your worst? Like, how bad did you really get? Because, people, they see me making all these videos, they see me talking about the solutions to this problem, the science behind my recovery, everything I've been through, but like, what actually happened? How bad was it really? And so that's what I want to touch on today. I want to talk about all the different symptoms I experienced, what my journey was like in terms of like timeline. Did I all of a sudden get better, or was it a process? How did that work? So to start off, before I really got sick, my symptoms started as just minor symptoms. They started as things like insomnia, which actually I always had that growing up. I always had some kind of insomnia. And to be honest, I think it's due to like concussions, things like that. I had a lot of concussions growing up from the time I was like probably 7 or 8. I remember falling off a fence on concrete straight onto my head. For the next 3 weeks, I could not sleep at all. I remember that day I felt really cold and then hot, cold, hot. It was a bad concussion. And then I had concussions in wrestling and football, but I'm not sure if that's related, but I just remember always having insomnia, always overthinking, always, being kind of anxious without even realizing what anxiety was. So I would always have insomnia. After that, it would just always be this feeling of some kind of heaviness or pressure, like I need to get stuff done right away. That's more so a mindset thing. The next thing I felt was headaches, obviously from not being able to sleep. Sleep deprivation causes a lot of headaches. In addition to that, I was taking a lot of workout supplements to give me more energy. I was also taking energy drinks, lots of protein supplements, stimulants, coffee, just to stay awake in school, things like that. I was also getting heart palpitations. Those 3 things were the most prominent when I noticed my body was starting to feel off. It was insomnia, it was headaches, and it was heart palpitations. But over time, it got actually worse and worse. I kept pushing myself, try to push through it, until one day I took this study pill. When I was personal training at the time, my friend told me it was legal Adderall. So I was like, oh, legal, that means it's fine, it's over the counter. So I ordered it from Amazon, take it, I'm studying in the library. Next thing you know, my body goes into this complete panic. It was horrible, literally. So I wasn't sleeping for months leading up to this. I noticed I had been feeling very fatigued, like just a regular flight of stairs would take the wind out of me. And this is coming from someone who did wrestling, football, like all these different sports. I'm used to working out like every day at this point. But for some reason, just a simple flight of stairs, I couldn't do it. My body was just it would get tired so fast. But this particular day, I took this study pill. I was reading a book, and all of a sudden my head starts pounding. Then I look up. I feel like I get that tunnel vision, and then my heart starts pounding. Every time my heart pounded, it felt like someone was smashing me in the head with a hammer. My heart rate went up, I remember, to like 170. Go to the front desk. I actually stumbled over to the front desk. I was like, call 911, call 911. And then so everybody rushes, they call 911 immediately. I go sit down. Next thing you know, there's like 6 or 7 paramedics giving me oxygen, trying to keep me conscious, because I'm ready to pass out. My heart's racing, getting super lightheaded, could not control my heart rate. And at that point, I knew I f***ed up. And so after that, it felt like a bomb had gone off in my body. Essentially, on top of the insomnia, the headaches, the heart palpitations, the fatigue, I was also getting severe anxiety. I was getting panic attacks almost every single day, and anything would trigger it. Like, I would literally walk up a flight of stairs and it would trigger a panic attack. Drinking a cold smoothie, just the different sensations in my body would freak me out, because my nervous system was so sensitive and just hyperactive. There were so many symptoms throughout my whole journey. I can't fit the whole journey into this video, but in terms of symptoms, I usually like to start from top to bottom because there were so many. So from the top, there was headaches. Migraines were horrible. That was actually the worst. Migraines, nausea, puking, There was vertigo. The worst instance was I had vertigo for literally 3 weeks straight. I could not get out of bed because I was just so nauseous and dizzy. My eyes hurt, even looking at a screen. I would have blurry vision. I would see flashes, whether my eyes were open or closed. Especially when my eyes were closed, I would see these blue and yellow flashes. It was weird. I thought I was having a seizure, but that went on for a couple of years actually. I'd have shortness of breath. That was also one of the scariest ones. That's one of the things I feared the most, was shortness of breath, because you literally can't breathe. Tightness in my chest pains. I had lots of trembling in my hands. So I would never just be totally relaxed. I would be like kind of shaking, especially when I had a detox from all the supplements I was taking. That 1 to 2 month detox period was insane. Like I felt like I was literally going crazy. Like I would hear voices and stuff. I wasn't sleeping. Heart palpitations all day. In fact, I had to wear a Holter monitor because the palpitations got so bad. And the results from the Holter monitor was my heart skipped over 300 times that day within 24 hours. And there were a few like triple skips and a couple quadruple skips. So if you know heart palpitations, you know what I'm talking about. But we're talking like triple skips and quadruple skips. So those are scary. But, doctors said, yeah, you're just a little bit stressed out. Just try to take it easy. That was the advice I was given. Take it easy, drink more electrolytes. So there was the heart palpitations, there was irritable bowel syndrome. So I couldn't eat certain things or else it would not sit in my stomach well. And I would get extremely hungry, like extremely hungry every 3 to 4 hours. Like I would literally have to wake up at midnight and 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. And my grandma, when I was super sick, she would have yams right beside my bed because, I would just all of a sudden wake up in the middle of the night starving. So I'd get super hungry. My feet and my hands would be tingling. I'd get numbness in my arms and legs sometimes. A lot of it was from just being bedridden the whole time. But essentially, I was in bad shape. People ask me what was the worst. And I specifically remember the worst day, the worst 24 hours, hardest 24 hours I've ever had. Like nothing even compares to it. For about 24 hours, this is when I had been bedridden for about 8 months, completely bedridden, couldn't even go to the washroom by myself. My grandpa, who had been taking care of me for the first 6 months of that, who had been helping feed me, helping me go to the washroom, walking me to the washroom, bringing me to doctor's appointments, literally sacrificed his days 24/7 to look after me. He had a stroke. And so to see someone who literally put their life on hold to devote their whole life to you and just to keep you alive, to see someone who you found strength in and support in, pass away, someone so close to you, like, yeah, that was rough. My body had just completely shut down. And for about 24 hours, I was lying in bed, literally could not roll over. Like even just the thought of lifting a finger, I'd get pins and needles all over my body. I'd start sweating. I'd have shortness of breath. And it literally felt like someone was squeezing my nervous system. It was the worst feeling you could imagine. And if you've been through something like this, then you know what I'm talking about when you're in a severe crash. I couldn't even lift a finger off the bed. And I remember my girlfriend was there at the time helping take care of me, and she was there at my dad's place. I called her, I think she was eating. I was like, hey, can you help me roll over? I can't move. So she helps me roll over, and I'm literally like a vegetable, like could not move at all, could not breathe. And I was just shaking the whole time. I remember they were taking my heart rate the whole night. It was about 120. And I remember that was the hardest night of my life. My dad, about 6 hours into it, my dad was sleeping. My girlfriend was there helping me. I didn't get a wink of sleep that night. And I had severe pain all over my body. It literally felt like I was being electrocuted for every second of that 8-hour night. So my dad in the morning, he was like, what else hurts? Like, do you still feel the pain? I was like, yeah, it hurts so bad. It feels like someone's just bending my bones. Like I can't even describe the pain. So he takes his pinky, and at the time I thought he pressed down on my shin, and it hurts so bad. Like I've played hockey, I've played all these different sports. I've gotten a hard puck slap shotted into my shin where there's no padding, and this hurt probably as bad as that. And the crazy thing is, I didn't realize it till a week later, but he told me he didn't even touch me. And I was like, what? So that pain was generated by my mind anticipating that he was going to touch me. But for me, it felt so real. So he literally just hovered his pinky over my shin, and I felt that like severe pain. Anyways, that's probably the worst night. And then, you know, basically we called the ambulance, and finally they let me stay at the hospital in ICU. And for the next 2 weeks, it was just another crazy, crazy chaotic time of my life. You know, I'm in the ICU for 3.5 weeks, surrounded by people who are pretty much coming out of surgery, being told they have brain tumors, people on dialysis, people getting their gallbladder removed. So I'm hearing people moaning and screeching and on painkillers. It was just not a good environment, but I was happy to be in the right hands. But overall, in my 4.5 year, 5 year struggle with CFS and being bedridden, getting better and riding that wave, going back and forth, there were about 7 major crashes where we had to call 911 because I was in such bad shape. Such bad shape to the point where like I was having trouble breathing and they had to give me oxygen. So that's how powerful the mind is. And you know, it wasn't a problem in my lungs, it wasn't a problem in my body, it was a problem in my brain, the way it was sending signals. It's like my brain was not allowing my lungs to do its functions, you know? So my lungs are fine. All of this stuff I realized after that the problem was in the brain, but my belief system was like, something's wrong here, something's wrong here. My body, essentially I looked at it like a battery and it literally just runs out of juice. And a lot of those times I was on like 1%, and it feels like you're on 1%. So, you know, you just can't let yourself get that. It's really hard to get that bad. You got to really dig yourself in a hole and put a lot of stresses on your body. Not just, you know, physically and nutritionally and emotionally, but mentally, like your mindset, the way you're thinking. It's not easy for your body to get into a state like that. Your body is very adaptive and it's very anti-fragile. So typically it won't fall into this kind of illness unless your mind is so powerful that it literally overpowers your brain mechanisms and your natural mechanisms, and it actually turns into symptoms, like symptoms you feel in your body. So at the end of the day, here we are. I'm standing right here feeling 1,000 times better than I did when I was sick. I'm in even better shape than before I was sick. I'm able to do so many more things. I'm able to have my video business. I'm able to exercise at a level that I never used to be able to exercise, besides the time when I was in high school. But now it's way better because not only am I physically sound, I'm emotionally sound, but mentally my mindset is so much better and I'm able to handle a lot more stuff that's thrown at me. So running a business, balancing relationships, balancing health, and doing all those things and still being able to to be grateful every day, it's something that I couldn't do before. And going through something like this, which everything I told you right now, it's basically what it was like in the trenches. And obviously that's not the whole story. There's a whole other side of it that's so much more positive and so much more enlightening, you know, if you just push through those trenches and you just find a way to get through those trenches. I shouldn't say push through, because that implies that you need to do more. But I should say, when you get through these trenches, you will come out a whole different person. For a lot of people, a life curveball like this is necessary for them to change their habits in all the things that they do. So I encourage you, learn as much as you can about brain retraining, about neuroplasticity, learn about Dr. Moskowitz and all his articles about chronic pain and how to overcome it, because that's what helped me have a really great recovery, have a lot of recoveries. I hope this video helps, and I hope you can relate to this video, because, you know, my goal with this video wasn't to show you, oh, I had it way worse than you guys, I was able to recover, so you guys should be able to as well. No, the goal is to, you know, show you guys that I understand where you're coming from. And, you know, I've been there in the trenches. I've been actually worse than a lot of people, because I was actually in the hospital for about 7 weeks. And, you know, I just want to show you guys that it's possible. So someone like me, who was sick for about 4 to 5 years, who literally couldn't lift his finger off the bed, who had to get spoon-fed and fed through a straw at times, and was in the hospital for 7 weeks, if I can come back and apply this brain retraining and these exercises and, you know, listen to everything my doctor had to tell me, and get better to the point where I'm able to literally work out 7 times a week. I'm able to run a successful business. I'm able to have my life back and travel to all these places that I wished I would have traveled to when I was sick. If I can do this, then you guys have it in you as well. And that's the reason why I make these videos. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below. Let me know what video you want me to make next. And make sure you hit that like button, because it shows me that, you know, these videos are actually impactful. And I do enjoy making these videos. I like seeing the comments. I like seeing the impact that it has on you guys. I feel like my experience would be such a waste if I kept everything to myself. And so I want to share as much as I can with you guys. There's just so much I can pull from. It's hard to structure them. So if you guys let me know what kind of topics you want to learn about, then it would make my job a lot easier forming a video around those topics and sharing it with you guys in hopes that it could help you guys out. So I hope you have a great day. Keep recovering, hang in there. You guys got it in you. Like I said, I'm not anyone special. I'm just a regular guy. So if you have any questions, like I said, comment down below or message me on Instagram. My username is Miguel Bautista Media, and I answer quite a few questions on there for people who reach out to me like this. So don't be shy, reach out, and I will see you guys in the next video.